Bioarchaeology is the study of ancient human remains in archaeological contexts, and specifically looking at the mortuary customs, the funerary customs that lead up to the individual being buried, because the dead don't bury themselves, the living do. My name is Ben Schaefer. I am currently a PhD candidate finishing up my degrees at University of Illinois Chicago in the Field Museum of Natural History. I specialize in bioarchaeological anthropology, meaning that I study human remains in archaeological contexts. But specifically, while people can study mortuary context or bodies or disease, I'm more interested in social violence and cultural sanctioned ritual violence, specifically on the north coast of Peru and the Andes during the transition from the late intermediate period to the late horizon. So about 1100 a common era to about 1450, then 1450 to about 1532. So that sweet spot in between the Inca kind of dominating the Andean landscape and right before the Spanish show up. For bioarchaeology, as we study human remains in archaeological contexts, I feel like the most fictive imagination of what we do, it comes from Indiana Jones and really bad dated archaeological videos where we're looting or taking stuff from the body or taking stuff from the overall mortuary context. But rather, what we're doing is studying the mortuary context to reveal or illuminate the potential social identities, who they were in the past, and kind of the overall general makeup of the community. So we don't steal. We do not loot. So it's a little bit different, way different than it was. Human sacrifice, it comes from the Latin word sacrificare, so to make holy or to essentially offer something to become holy. And so when it comes to the definitions of sacrifice, we root them in this Western Latinized understanding that unfortunately becomes blanketed on non-Western peoples. And so for the most part, this becomes an imagination of what human sacrifice is and is not. And so from these definitions, what we see is that human sacrifice becomes the intentional killings or justified murder of people for potentially the greater good, usually in this religious perspective. But as we start to zoom out and see different forms of human sacrifice across time and space, we see that it's not necessarily just about making something holy or this religious emphasis on it. While, yeah, of course, religion does have something to it, religion's influencing other social systems as well. So it's not just the de facto thing that governs human sacrifice. But when we look at different forms like chest mutilation, decapitation, construction sacrifice, termination rituals, animal sacrifice, we start to see different types of social systems and reasonings for why people perform human sacrifice.